Hey there YouTube, NinjaNick333. This time I'm bringing you my light and nature deck that I've been using for the past couple weeks. This is honestly my favorite deck I've made so far, but according to the last deck Mr. Dude 002 made, I am crap out of luck. But other than that, this deck is undefeated, and it's pretty awesome. Basically it originated around how I had that darkness light cobalt control kind of deck, and I was really liking cobalt just because, well, I guess my favorite civilization is kind of light, and he was just making an extra shield and he double break and stuff like that. But the problem was I wasn't usually getting like enough mana to make him in the other deck. So I was just like, well, let's switch that out for green. And I was using the red-green deck, but that was a little weaker because it never had any blockers. So I'm like, well, this is aggressive like that, but it has blockers, and I can use the cobalt and stuff. But then, over time, I realized that the cobalt isn't actually as good as Sparkblade Protector, who I finally got my first copy of, which is cool, but I need 2 more, and I do know a couple people who have Sparkblade Protectors that I need to get off of them. And I also need more Flamespikes. That's my only Flamespike Tatsurion, and he is a beast. Like, literally, beastkin. Haha, but anyway, I will just get to the deck. Starting out with the green stuff, I've got 3 of Prickleback, just because he's the easy 1-drop for green, and he's Beastkin, so you can evolve stuff onto him. And having to resummon him back out isn't all that bad if you break a shield, because he's only 1. Then I've got 3 Moonhowler tribes, because, well, he's Beastkin. That's basically all that it is. Because it was either that or Bronze Arm tribe. But the thing was, I wanted to just down the mana curve a little bit, because with the more high-level stuff like Flamespike I'm putting in here, it was just, I don't know. Plus, I mean, with 3 Razor Hides, I usually just use the Razor Hides to ramp up. And 3 Razor Hides. I mean, I just said it. Use him to ramp up. Plus, you can evolve him. And then there's 3 Bronze Arm Sabertooths, because Bronze Arm Sabertooth is awesome. I mean, 7,000 power for only 4 mana is just ridiculous. And he's a double breaker, and if he's banished, he goes in your mana. And then, of course, since he's an evolution, wherever he goes, every card under him goes too. So every time he's root trapped, I get a +2 into the mana, which is just freaking awesome. Then I've got the 3 Return to the Soils, because it's a good card, and I need Shield Blasts in this deck. I use this a lot for the creature removal. I think this is the only removal card I have in here, because I don't do Root Trap, because, again, I want the lower mana curve. And then the 1 Flamespike, this is definitely going to become 2 once I get another one of him. Maybe 3, but definitely 2. I just need to, for 1, find another one of him, and 2, find space for him. Then for lights, 3 Chasm Entanglers, because he's awesome. He's a blocker, and he's a 1-drop. So basically enough said. Plus 2,000 power is pretty good for a 1-drop. Then 3 Magris, as well as the Chasm Entangler, 1-drops that are basically just Evo bait. And in one game I did manage to break 4 shields on 4 consecutive turns with a Magris. I'm not entirely sure how I did it, but it happened. Then 3 Cloudwalker drones, which of course combo kind of with the 3 Blinder Beetle. I'm sure you guys have heard this before. You tap summon the Blinder Beetle to tap, and then you already have the Cloudwalker drone out. He's now plus 1,000, so you swing with him to kill whatever the Blinder Beetle tapped. You know, I get that combo off every once in a while, and it always works well. Usually great to get over my opponent's Chasm Entanglers, because they see the Cloudwalker drone, they don't expect me to get over it, and I just Blinder Beetle, tap it, and swing over. Plus, all Enforcers, so all UFO bait. I don't think I'm running... Oh, yep. I'm running 3 cards, 3 creatures that aren't either Beastkin or Enforcers. And they are Shock and Awe, Storm Patrols. Just because Shock and Awe is the best, one of the best cards in the game. Hands down my favorite card. Just because when he, on the attack declaration, you say what you're attacking and what you're tapping, and then the thing becomes tapped, and then your attack goes through. Which is just awesome. So basically, if your opponent only has 1 blocker, he can't be blocked. Plus, then you could always attack with him to tap something and then do the Cloudwalker drone thing. If you have another Enforcer out. Then I've got 3 Halons. I didn't like him at first, honestly, just because all he was a double breaker. But the fact that he has 8,000 power for only a 5-drop, I just had to put him in, eventually. So, he's awesome. And then I've got 2 Cobalts, 1 Sparkblade. These 2 Cobalts are going to come out and become Sparkblades. The reasoning, Cobalt has only 500 more power, but for 2 mana. 2 more mana to get plus 500 power. Plus this guy can even go up higher with his own effect. So it's like, whatever. Plus he's a blocker. So it's like this guy is like infinitesimally better than Cobalt. I just, again, need more of him. And then, finally, 3 Storm Spark Blasts. Because you can't play a yellow deck without boobies, as we call them. Because they do kind of look like boobies. And if you turn them like this, kind of looks like a toilet plunger. Because see, like, here's the handle, and then there's the suction-y kind of part thing. Yeah. Yeah, so they call these boobies. You can see why. So whenever somebody breaks this as a shield, which basically happens once or twice every game, I don't know how, but there's always at least 1 Storm Spark Blast in my shields. But they go to break it, and I say, boobies! And then I win. That's basically what it comes down to. I have lost count of the number of times I've won a game because of Storm Spark Blast. It's just that good. Originally, I only had 2, and I was getting them off. Like, I would be drawing one and having one in shields every game during my last tournament. So I'm like, you know what? That's not enough. I need 3. Because then what if you draw it like real early game and your opponent has nothing, and it's like, well, I kind of need to put this in mana. Then you can put it in mana and still have the other 2. But that's it for the deck. Tell me what you think. Do the commenting, rating, liking, subscribing, whatever. Yeah. I will see you guys later.